Time to span the nation, talk some college football. We bring in Josh Parcell from, appropriately enough, college football country to look back at week 3, what stood out, and more importantly, a week 4 batch of games that is not necessarily going to knock you over, but there's a ton of really good matchups. Josh, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I got to think that Clemson performance at Louisville and the defense being lights out, not a huge shock there, but my impression from that game was that in the Auburn contest, the Dabo Swinney said, let's lay it on the defense. And this is something we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Can Clemson sustain an undefeated record based on defense and just getting enough offense to get them? At that point, we were thinking Florida State. But it appeared as though he had, meaning Dabo, had enough comfort in Kelly Bryant's performance against Auburn, which was extremely conservative, saw enough in practice and maybe enough on tape in terms of the Louisville defense to say, let's cut the kid loose. And he looked good.
He looked excellent. I mean, that was the question about Clemson was, are they going to be a really good team or are they going to be a great team? Kelly Bryant makes them a great team now, it looks like. I mean, he completes almost 70% of his passes. He throws for 300 yards against Louisville. That was the type of performance that Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers needed to see to know if they're a national championship contender. They are, flat out, in my opinion, the best team in college football right now. Outside of the quarterback position, Clemson has every single position covered as when it comes to competing against the likes of Alabama or Oklahoma or any other team in the top 5 that you want to throw at Clemson. They are as good, if not better, across the board everywhere. It was just a matter of figuring out how good Kelly Bryant was going to be, and he answered that question on Saturday night. Now Clemson has Virginia Tech in 2 weeks on the road. They still have Florida State, which doesn't look like the game it used to be, but that's still going to be a test at home in November. Outside of that, Clemson's got a pretty clear path now to a college football playoff, or at least to the ACC championship game, and it's all because of Kelly Bryant, who now all of a sudden, Pat Forty wrote about this on Saturday, Kelly Bryant might enter the Heisman race if he keeps this up. I mean, it seems crazy, but every year these guys come out of nowhere and enter the Heisman race. Kelly Bryant is starting to make a name for himself if he keeps playing like this on the biggest stage.
And it wasn't just like he showed us a skill set, like big arm, athletic kid, can run. He showed us decision-making, didn't make the wrong play, knew when to run, knew when to pass, knew when to give it in the read option, knew when to pull it, made all the right plays and decisions in a tough place to do that, difficult environment, and Clemson dominates.